Hello, everybody. Welcome to another Wellness Wednesday. Welcome, Christy. Come on in. Please get your water, your candles, your crystals, your things. Get comfy. So, I'm your host, GuruDan Reiki on Facebook. And today's Wellness Wednesday is the big Wellness Wednesday where we heal the whole world and everything in it. It'll be nice and big and great, blue, full moon energy stuff. So let's get started. Please get in a comfortable position. You can be seated, you can be reclined, you can be laying down. Please do not cross anything, no fingers, no eyes, no toes. Allow the energy to flow. You might take a few normal then deeper breaths. A few larger than normal breaths. And as your attention kind of comes to your face, your awareness comes more to your body. Your attention kind of comes to your face. And when it gets there, please think of an animal or a place that brings a smile to your face. An animal or a place that brings a smile to your face. Take a deep breath. Take your attention to where you believe the core of the planet is. And when you arrive there, take a deeper than normal breath. And imagine being gifted a golden spark of light. This golden spark may be any hue. It can be gold and green, gold and red, gold and yellow, gold and orange, might be golden brown, might be golden green. It can be any hue, but its primary color is gold. And bring your focus back up to yourself again and allow the golden light to follow you up and come up through your body, through your chakras, and out the top of your head to infinity. And allow that golden light to flow and solidify within you. Just let it radiate. For me, visually, it's kind of like a tube. The outside of the tube goes up, the inside of the tube goes down. That way the energy can travel both directions at the same time. It's kind of like a straw or a tube. And allow the golden light to radiate within you until you sense it or imagine it radiating even outside of you a comfortable distance, usually about arm's length. And let that light radiate. There you go. Allow that light to radiate. Not that you're in a cocoon, but you're kind of cocoon shaped. Radiating source golden light. Your entire energetic field becomes activated. All your chakras are tuned, aligned. Radiating source energy. Let this solidify a little bit so you might even feel that you are a golden being. Allow yourself to focus on that golden light. You might be less aware of your surroundings and just be more yourself. Be aware of you. You might be centered, relaxed, collected. You might sense around this light, kind of feel around a little bit, and kind of feel to where you believe your center is, usually around your heart chakra. Kind of sense this area and envision a golden tendril of light coming from this area out a comfortable distance and then flattening into like a wall. Allow the golden tendril of light to materialize like a golden wall, a comfortable distance in your imagination or your envisionment. Mine's kind of like a golden glass wall. It's transparent. I can see through it, but it is a golden like glass. And this wall, we're going to place ideas on this wall. And these ideas will go on the wall and be amplified, purified and amplified. And then each time we place an idea on the wall, we will release the connection to it. Okay, and more on that here just shortly. Please take a larger than normal breath. If you have come for healing for yourself, or if you are not unwell, but you would wish perhaps a betterment for yourself, maybe more abundance, maybe a smoother life, maybe something else, please envision yourself as best you can in a healthy, happy state. A healthy, happy state. Some can use a memory of themselves when they were healthy, happy. Some you can just imagine what you would look like if you were healthy, happy. And when you get that image in your mind, take a mental snapshot of that image and place that image on the wall. And then disconnect any idea of how that healthy, happy is to occur. Release yourself from having to be the one that makes that possible, and just detach from the whole idea and place the detachment along with your image on the wall. Hope I said that clearly enough. Welcome in, Renee. We just put our own healthy, happy self-image on the golden wall so that you can catch up. If you want to ground quickly and get to the wall portion and then quickly put your self-image on the wall in a healthy, happy state, along with any idea of how that healthy, happy is to occur. In the next idea, partners, friends, and family. If you are aware of any partners, friends, or family, and you would wish wellness, well-being, happiness for them, please envision these persons in a healthy, happy state. You can do this singularly or one at a time, or you might envision them all in like one room and then take like a group photo of them in the healthy, happy state. However you do it, there is no wrong. But please envision these beings in a healthy, happy state. Take a mental snapshot of that and place that image on the wall for amplification, along with any idea of how that is to occur. Detach from being the being that has to make it so. We are just envisioning it so. It's not up for us or up to us to make it happen, or how any of those details are to happen for those beings. Just we envision them healthy, happy. We place that image on the wall for amplification and detach from how that is to occur. Please take a larger than normal breath. Or two. Allow yourself to relax into the idea. And the next idea, strangers. Strangers that we don't know what they look like. This might be, if you are aware of any strangers, any beings that you don't know what they look like, say you are aware of a village somewhere that is experiencing some kind of turmoil or strife, and you would wish all these villagers health, happiness, wellness, well-being. Please envision these people in a healthy, happy state, whatever that would look like to you, whatever you believe healthy, happy for them would look like. Take a mental snapshot of that image and place that image on the wall, along with any idea of how that is to occur. We'll take just another second here for those who want to snapshot several different areas or several different peoples, several different groups. You can place their images on the wall. So when you detach from the image, you actually take it out of you and place it on the wall. You don't leave it in you. Don't remember the image. Once you snapshot that image, release yourself from the image. When you place the image on the wall, take it out of you and place it on the wall. Like, take the whole idea out of you, because you have envisioned it corrected. You cannot think it any better. So once you place that healthy, happy image on the wall, you detach from it completely. Just even forget that what the image even looks like. Just completely detach from it. You don't need to remember what these images look like. I hope that helps. In the next idea, we are going to address pets, personal pets, family pets, pets that you know what they look like. So if you are aware of your friends' pets, your family's pets, even your pets that you would wish health, well-being for, comfort for, please envision these pets, these animals in a healthy, happy state. Take a mental snapshot of that image and place that happy image on the wall, along with any idea of how that is to occur. Completely detach from the idea. Might get tired of me saying that, because sometimes people aren't getting that they really need to detach from it. Once you envision it healthy, happy, there's no more reason to hold on to it. Just release the whole idea. And then in the next section, pets that we are aware of, that we would wish health and happiness for. So if you are aware of like internet pets, or I don't know, somebody's service dog, perhaps you would wish health and wellness for their service pets. Might envision these animals in a healthy, happy state, well cared for, and take a mental snapshot of that image and place it on the wall, along with any idea of how that is to occur. Next, we will address land animals that are kept. An example of land animals that are kept: farm animals, ranch animals, service animals, zoo animals, animals that might be kept in a reserve or wildlife protection area. And then in the next one, we'll address the wild animals that are loose. But right now, if you are aware of any kept animals that may or may not be experiencing any turmoil or strife, please envision these animals in a healthy, happy state. Whatever you believe that healthy, happy looks like, that healthy, happy, universally supported, Gaia blessed. Envision these animals in a healthy, happy state. Take a mental snapshot of that image and place that image on the wall, along with any idea of how that is to occur. Completely detached. It's not your job to make all these animals healthy, happy. You're doing the job now by envisioning them healthy, happy. That's what we're doing. Then detach from how that is to occur. I don't know. A batch of zoo animals just said thank you. That was cool. And the next idea, if you are aware of any wild animals, unkept animals, animals that are free or they live in a region or they are otherwise unkept, if you are aware of any animals that are experiencing any turmoil or strife and you would wish for them health, happiness, well-being, safety, supportedness from the universe, please envision these animals in a healthy, happy state. Take a mental snapshot of that image of those healthy, happy animals and place that image on the wall, along with any idea of how that is to occur. Release yourself from the responsibility of making it so. And please take a larger than normal breath or a series of larger than normal breaths. Let's quickly recap. We have envisioned ourselves in a healthy, happy state, our partners, friends, and families in healthy, happy states, strangers in healthy, happy states. Then we've addressed our pets, our friends' pets, families' pets, pets that we know what they look like, pets what we don't know what they look like, kept animals, and unkept animals. In the next segments, we will do freshwater, saltwater beings, but we will not be addressing the waters when we're addressing the fish, because we will be addressing the waters when we address the planet in the next section. So when we're focusing on just the beings that live in the water, we're just focusing on the beings, and then we will go focus on the planet shortly, just so those that aren't aware are now aware. So let's begin by looking at freshwater beings. Fish, frogs, snakes. Ducks are waterfowl in there. Waterfowl. What else might be in there? Algae, ecosystems, other things. Any kind of freshwater beings. So if you are aware of any freshwater beings who are experiencing any kind of turmoil or strife, and you would wish them in a well and happy state, please envision these beings in a healthy, happy state. I don't know, a smiling fish perhaps, or maybe just really good looking environments, However you want to envision it, there is no wrong, but please envision these beings in a healthy, happy state. Take a mental snapshot of take a mental snapshot of these beings and place that image on the wall, along with any idea of how that is supposed to occur. Release yourself from any responsibility of how that is to occur. In the next section, we will address salt water beings. Saltwater beings, all the saltwater beings, all the different kinds of fish, starfish, seahorses, everything, whales, dolphins, killer whales, other whales, pilot whales, any kind of whale, any kind of dolphin, any kind of porpoise, any kind, what, alligator? Alligators, there's saltwater alligators, saltwater crocodiles. All right. Then where would the goldfish be? Back in the fresh water? But there are some goldfish in the saltwater, aren't there? Aren't there golden somethings? Anyway, apples and oranges. We end up addressing all the water life. If you are aware, oh yes, the reefs and the things and the the underwater ecosystems. There's the reefs, the coastlines. Mostly the reefs. Okay, reefs and beings that live around reefs. So if you are aware of any salt water beings, oh yeah, now I'm being reminded of the jellyfish and the cephalopods and all the other stuff. All right. If you are aware of any saltwater beings who you believe are experiencing any kind of calamity or strife, please envision these beings in a healthy, happy state. Take a mental image of this, take a mental snapshot of that image and place that image on the wall, along with any idea of how that is to occur. Remove yourself from the responsibility of making it so, and place it all on the wall. We have happy reefs and happy beings in the water. Happy stingrays. You ever seen a stingray smile? Because their mouths are on the bottom. It's kind of interesting looking. In the next sections, this is the part where we will be summoning up a golden sphere. Let me quickly explain how that works. We will summon up a golden sphere somewhere from around our heart chakra. We will just provide a space. A sphere will materialize. It will be a golden sphere. It will be of comfortable size. It will have a lid that comes off, and it will be things that we can put inside like a jar. So we're going to place ideas into these spheres for amplification. Then we'll replace the lids and attach these spheres to the wall for amplification. So that's what we're going to be doing. So that's the warm-up. So please summon up a golden sphere. Here again, it will be of comfortable size. It will have a lid on it that comes off. It will be like a jar. This sphere, the topic of this sphere is wrongdoing. If you believe that there is any kind of wrongdoing in reality, where somebody has been wronged or you have been wronged, please envision this wrongdoing, whatever it was, in a healed and happy, healthy, neutralized state, meaning envision this wrongdoing as something that has been addressed and technically, therefore, no longer exists. So take the idea of the neutralized wrongdoing and place this concept into the sphere for amplification, and then release yourself from the idea of how that healing is to occur. Put it all in the sphere. All right. So if you believe, some people might believe, oh, income tax, now there's a wrongdoing. Well, all right then. We don't believe that this wrongdoing should go on any further. What would that look like if that wrongdoing were not going on anymore? Take a mental image of that. Take a snapshot of that, place it in the sphere, along with any idea of how that is to occur. What else is a wrongdoing? Oh, my family this, and they thought that, and there was a feud and everything. All right, you got a family feud. There's a wrongdoing going on. Somebody felt they were wronged, or you feel you were wronged. Imagine that energy all neutralized. That the wrongdoing has now been vented. It is now a neutral state. Take a snapshot of that neutral state and place it in the sphere, along with any idea of how that is to occur. Oh, I was injured when I was young, and I always thought, oh, the state did this or the doctors did that, and it's a big wrongdoing. Imagine that neutralized. Take a mental image of that neutrality and place that image in the sphere, along with any idea of how that is to occur. Okay? And place the lid on your sphere, and then attach this sphere to the wall. Please take a larger than normal breath, or a series of larger breaths. Please summon up another golden sphere. This golden sphere will be of comfortable size. It will have a lid that comes off. It can open like a jar. This golden sphere will be the topic of conflict, something that you are at odds with. Something that you are at odds with that you believe you cannot win, perhaps, at this point or at this stage. Some kind of big conflict. Maybe it's a lifelong conflict. I've just never been able to do that one thing I've always wanted to do. All right. Whatever the conflict is, please take a second to remember some conflicts that reside within you. Something you'd like to attain, but there's something in the way, a blockage, a wall, anything. There's some kind of conflict. I've always wanted, oh, I just wish this. Whatever the conflict is, please envision this conflict resolved. Take a mental image, take a snapshot of that image, and place it inside the sphere of conflict. Anywhere that you have a conflict within you, it doesn't need to be all of them right now. Sometimes we have several conflicts going on. But whatever conflict you might have within that you would like to have resolved, it might be a conflict with a person. It might be a conflict with, say, another person's belief. Or it just might be a conflict with beliefs in general. What if you have a conflict about some kind of a social idea? Oh, they think this and we think that, and this conflict, oh, I just wish that this conflict was resolved. And please envision that conflict resolved. Imagine what that would look like if it were resolved. Take a snapshot of that image and place this image in the sphere. See, I don't know what conflict everybody has within them. So let's take a minute here and please self-address any conflicts that you would like to address. So this is really quite a private thing, because only you know what bothers you the most. And it's this thing that's this bothersome thing. This is the thing I'm trying to address. This thing that's still bothering you, that's not been addressed any other way. And I'm trying to give you a way to get this thing out of you. So whatever the conflict is, whatever this dissonance of energy is, I'm angry at my husband. He just doesn't, no matter how many times I tell him, he just doesn't seem to and I have this conflict in me about it. He just never seems to. Imagine that conflict resolved. Envision what that peace and harmony would look like. Take a mental snapshot of that image and place that image in this sphere of conflict to be resolved, along with any idea or responsibility of how that is to occur. Separate yourself. Detach from the responsibility of how that is to occur. I'm a mailman, and every time I walk my route, there's just one dog, and he just barks and snarls and barks and snarls. And no matter what I do, I give him treats, man. I give him Bako bits. I give him no matter what I do, he just snarls. It's every time I hate my job. It creates such a conflict with him. Envision this dog healthy, happy. Envision this dog no longer a conflict. What would it look like if you could walk your route perfectly happy, knowing that everything was okay? What would that confidence in you look like? What would that comfort look like? Take a mental snapshot of that conflict resolved and place that image in this sphere, along with any idea or responsibility of how that is to occur. All right. Place the lid back on your sphere, and please attach this sphere to the wall for amplification. See, now we're warmed up quite nicely, aren't we? We're warmed up. We got this whole sphere thing down pretty good. Please summon up another golden sphere. It is of comfortable size. It has a lid that comes off. It is like a jar. I'm going to call this the catch-all sphere. The idea of the catch-all sphere is, if there is anything that's bothering you within you that I have not addressed, anything, doesn't matter what it is. You wish all the aliens would get along? Take a mental snapshot in your mind of what that would look like. Place that image in the sphere, along with any idea of how that is to occur. This sphere, you can put anything in here. Anything. But the idea is, don't put it in the energy of what's wrong. Put it in the idea of the energy that's been corrected. So, the catch-all sphere. Oh, Dan, the store just doesn't carry that item for me anymore, and it always irks me, and I just wish they would do it. Okay, envision that the store finally hears you and finally carries that product for you. What would that look like? What would you feel like? Take a mental image of that. Take that snapshot and place it in the sphere, along with any idea of how that is to occur. Remove yourself from the responsibility of making it so. Remove that responsibility from you. Place it in the sphere. So if you have a pet peeve, if you have a dislike, if there's anything that I have not addressed, envision it in a healthy, happy state. Envision it neutral. Envision it supported by the universe. Envision it solved. Take a mental snapshot of that image. Place that image in the sphere, along with any idea of how it is to occur. Oh, Dan, I don't like my living arrangement. Then fine. What would the proper living arrangement look like? What would your best living arrangement look like? Envision that. Take a mental snapshot of that. Place it in the sphere. Oh, Dan, my car's an old beater. I want a new car. Okay, what would a new car look like to you? Or maybe it's just a new to you car. Maybe it's not a brand new car. Maybe it's just a new to you car. Either way, it's a new car. What would that look like? What would you look like in it? Take a mental snapshot of that image and place it in the sphere. Along with any idea, remove yourself from the responsibility of making it so. Place the whole concept in the sphere. This is the catch-all sphere. This is the catch-all sphere. The next sphere is the very fun sphere. But this sphere, if there's anything I haven't addressed, anything that irks you within you, anything that I have not addressed that you would like to personally address. Oh, Dan, this, oh, Dan, that, just whatever the thing is, envision it solved, envision it healthy, happy, envision it neutralized. Envision it in an unconditional love state. Place that image in the sphere. Disconnect from how that is to occur. Release yourself from any responsibility of making it so. Place the lid on your sphere and attach your sphere to the wall for amplification. So I kind of jumped the gun there a little bit. And now you'll see why. Please summon up another golden sphere. This sphere is of comfortable size. It has a lid that comes off. It is open like a jar. You can place things in here. This will be the sphere of desire. And see, that's where I jumped the gun, because I did the car thing. Because I went from living arrangement instead of keeping a person. But anyway, now we're here to the sphere of desire. The sphere of desire. What do you desire? That vacation around the world, the jackpot lottery win, that brand new car, that new home for my parents or loved ones or neighbors, that successful business idea, whatever it is that you desire. Oh, what if you're very humble? I just desire a nice place where I can get decent food every day. Perfect. In the spiritual idea that there is no wrong, there is nothing wrong here. If you desire it, envision what it would look like if that were desire to be fulfilled. What if you won the jackpot lottery? What would you suddenly do with $500 million? What would that look like? Take a mental snapshot of that image and place that image in the sphere for amplification, along with any idea of how that is to occur. Oh, Dan, I want a new house. This house has been okay and it's served me very well, but I'd really like a much nicer house. Okay, fine. What would that much nicer house look like? What might you look like in it? How would that feel? Take a mental snapshot of that image and place that image in the sphere, along with any idea of how that is to occur. Release yourself from any responsibility of making it so. Release yourself, release the idea. Once you envision it, release it. Oh, Dan, I don't want very much. I just want somebody. I just want a life partner. I just want somebody who's going to be with me. I want somebody who's going to be by my side. I want somebody who's in my corner all the time. I want somebody I can count on. Well, what would that look like? What would that best friend, what does that ultimate partner look like? What would you look like with that partner? How would you feel? Take a mental snapshot of that image and place that image inside the sphere, along with any idea of how that is to occur. Oh, Dan, some of this stuff is just too big. Some of it's just too crazy. I just want to get through the day without being driven too crazy. Okay, what would a calm day look to you? What does comfort look like to you? Envision yourself comfortable. What would that look like? What would that feel like? Take a mental snapshot of that image and place it in the sphere, along with any idea of how that is to occur. Any number of things that I haven't addressed, whatever your desire is, envision that it's become so. Envision what that would look like, what that would feel like. Take a mental snapshot of that image and place it in the sphere of desire. And release yourself from how that is to occur. Then please place the lid on your sphere and attach your sphere to the wall. Please take a series of larger than normal breaths. Let's recap a moment. We did the freshwater, the saltwater beings. We did the wrongdoing sphere for those that wanted to release wrongdoing. We did a conflict sphere for those things that kind of, get our goats a little bit, kind of bug us. We did a catch-all sphere for the things that I don't know, that I'm not aware of, that's going on in everybody's personal life. So things, you had a nice sphere that you could address things, the catch-all sphere, anything you wanted to address. We did the sphere of desire. I love that sphere. That's the most fun sphere. So I'd like you to imagine coming up to what you might consider an observer position. I'd like to look at the structure here. So look at yourself. You might see yourself as this golden glowing being with a golden tendril of light coming out to this huge kind of golden wall with all these ideas addressed upon it and all these pretty little spheres with all kinds of goodies in there. And as you kind of gaze at this structure, kind of feel around like your wall and kind of find where you think its energetic center would be, kind of around the center of it. But on the back side of the wall, on that center of it, envision another golden tendril of light going out another comfortable distance. And at the end of that golden tendril of light, please envision our planet Earth as viewed from space. So there's a golden tendril of light, then there's kind of just the planet is there as viewed from space. If your planet has a moon, that's fine. If it doesn't have a moon, that's fine. Some people have a moon when they think of Earth and some people don't. Either way, there is no wrong. But as you gaze at your Earth, we're going to be doing some healing for the Earth, and we're going to do this in 3 pieces. We'll address the land masses, then we'll address all of the waters, and then we will address the atmosphere around the planet all the way to lower space. Okay? So how we'll do that is we'll address the land masses, we'll envision these land masses heal, and then same with the water, and then for the atmosphere we'll build a huge golden bubble and we'll wrap it around the atmosphere, and then we'll address the atmospheres. So for now, let's look at our land masses. So if your planet spins, my planet spins, or sometimes it's like a globe, like we had in school, similar, where I can spin it in my mind and just address all the land masses, whatever I envision. Okay? So focusing on the land masses of your vision of Earth, if you are aware of any land masses that are experiencing any turmoil, strife, damage, and you would wish these places to be in a healthy, happy state, then please envision these places lush again, full again. So places where the earth might be scarred, you might envision these scarred areas with vegetation on it. Whether they're just bushes and shrubs, or whether you have trees, or if you have full-blown jungles on them, there is no wrong thing to envision. Okay? So let's take a moment and address all the areas of land masses where we might be aware that we would wish the planet healing. All right? So let's take a moment and do that. For me, this is really simple. Every time I envision an area healed, I put a little golden spark of light on it so that I can remember that I addressed it. And I usually start with our side of the planet, and then I go to the other side of the planet. However you do it is all right for you, but I will be quiet for a moment while we address our land masses. Please take a larger than normal breath. In the next idea, we will address the planet's waters. This could be quite mentally intensive. So for the sake of saving time and simplifying it, when you envision the waters on your planet, just envision them crystal clear. All right? Free of particulates, free of pollution, free of anything that I'm not aware of. Just perfectly clear, sparkling, wonderfully healed water. And just envision your planet's waters as clear. And then in doing so, we're also releasing from the idea of how that is to occur. Okay? So let's take a moment to address our planet's waters. So however you envision your planet, if you start with the Atlantic, or if you start with the Pacific, or if you start with, wherever you start on your planet. But let's take a moment and address our planet's waters. And please just envision them clear, free of debris, healthy. Okay? All right. Please take a larger than normal breath. please summon up from your heart area a large golden bubble, and place this golden bubble not just around our planet, but around its atmosphere, where you believe or perceive the atmosphere is. Up, so a bubble large enough to reach like low space. So above the stratosphere, but not all the way quite into space, just low space. It's a huge golden bubble. And envision, because atmosphere is a very complex being. And instead of addressing each cloud and addressing each thing, let's just do kind of like an overall healing for all the atmosphere. We might envision that the atmosphere work flawlessly. We might envision our atmosphere free of contaminants. Some people, who are on the chemtrail idea, you might envision your atmosphere or the atmosphere inside your golden bubble completely free of those, completely free. You're not going to be able to necessarily heal the dynamics of the atmosphere. There still might be tornadoes. There still might be water spouts. There still are going to be thunderstorms, and there's going to be rain, and there's going to be stuff, and there's going to be wind. But what I'm trying to emphasize here is that these things all work in a glorious harmony. Less imbalance, a more balanced atmosphere, so that perhaps the tornadoes, maybe they're not so big and strong, and perhaps the hurricanes, they're not so huge, and maybe the winds are not so strong, but just strong enough, like, oh, this porridge is just right kind of idea. A more neutral atmosphere, a healthy, happy atmosphere. So please empower your golden bubble to allow for this harmony of the atmosphere. And please just envision this so. If you have a better idea, then please envision that. And then release from any idea of how that is to occur. An awful lot of smiling elementals right there. That's a neat experience. So please, again, let's come to what would be our observer position, and let's overlook our structure again. So we have this bright golden being with a golden tendril of light coming from its heart center, going to a golden wall with all kinds of unconditional love expressed there. All manner of unconditional love, humanity, every beast, every water being, lots of heart healing. We addressed conflict, we addressed wrongdoing, we addressed the catch-all. We can feel pretty confident we've addressed quite a few things. We've envisioned ourselves healthy, happy, our friends, family, partners, strangers, healthy, happy. Lots of unconditional love on that wall, and a golden tendril out the back of that wall to our planet in a healed and healthy, happy state. Our land masses lush, healthy, wonderful. Our waters clear, happy, healthy. Our atmosphere harmoniously, gloriously happy. If you have a moon, very quickly in your vision, please go ahead and quickly address your moon however you would like to address it in a healthy, happy state. because the moon energies are really wonderful right now, aren't they? So as you're gazing at your structure, please notice the golden tendril between your planet Earth and its golden bubble and the golden wall. And please find out where you believe about the center of that golden tendril is. And then lovingly snip that tendril free and allow your planet and moon to drift away into source and allow it to vanish outside of your awareness. Just allow the whole planet to drift to source. Please take a larger than normal breath. And now as you gaze at the structure, you see the golden wall and you see your golden self. And please notice the golden tendril between you and your golden wall, full of all of that unconditional love. And find the center of that golden tendril between you and the wall and lovingly snip that tendril free and allow that golden wall to drift away into source. And allow it to vanish from your awareness. Please take a larger than normal breath. Please focus on yourselves, your golden radiance, and all that is there. This is you. We're not going to be disconnecting from this. This representation of our most amplified source isn't something that needs to be disconnected from. This is you. I am going to invite you to hold on to this energy for as long as you are able. I'd also like to let you know that you can revisit this energy anytime you want to. If you ever feel troubled or disempowered or overwhelmed, you can come back to this energy and take comfort here and get back into yourself, an amplified energetic field of you, and feel better. So what I'm going to ask you now is please begin allowing your awareness to come fully back into your body again. You might want to take a series of larger than normal breaths. And you might slowly begin to become more aware of your earth vehicle, your body. You might perhaps wiggle your toes. You might flex a leg. You might sense your hips. You might wiggle your back. You might sense your shoulders, your arms, your neck, your head, your face. Please take a larger than normal breath. And if your eyes were closed, you might consider opening them. And please become aware of your immediate surroundings, your 3D reality, your home, or wherever you are right now. Become aware of the structures around you. You might be aware of the immediate surroundings, the street perhaps, or your property, or your town, your county, your state, your province, your village, wherever you are. I'd like to take a moment to remind you to please drink some extra water for the next several days, because when you do energy work, because we are both physical and non-physical beings, that some of the non-physical energies will solidify and some of the physical energy will become non-physical. And to help facilitate the smooth transition of this, it's good to be hydrated. So please drink extra water for the next 3 or 4 days. I'm going to bring myself back now. I'm just checking if there's anything else. No, good. Mm. Wow, those energies are still really, really good. Wow. So very quickly, a couple things. There will not be a GuruDan Reiki Presents event next week because I'm going to be out of town. And I just found out here the other day. So I will not be available for an event next week, but I will the week after. So I will not be available the 7th, but I will be having an event on the 14th. So there's that. Thank you all for participating. Thanks for coming. I'm going to end the recording here. Those of you that are here are welcome to stay. I'd like to thank everybody who's watching. If you're still watching, please hit the like button. That helps me get coverage. And please, if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe over here. And if you'd like to see the last video, you can see it over here. And so until next week, much love to you, and I'll see you when I see you next.